Hey everyone! Welcome to Unveil Paranormal. Why do you laugh every time I say hey everyone?
I'm just laughing at our conversation before this video started.
Oh. Yeah, we're weird. So, it's been about 18 days since I did a show? 20 days since I did a show? Last time we did Halloween Eve. Hello, Jeremy. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Kelly. Hello from Canada. Yeah, so tonight, guys, is kind of... Do you have your phone on?
You do. Mine's always on vibrate.
Man, I gotta mute this stuff. Interrupt my introduction. Jeremy, with your sharing. Okay. Anyways. So tonight, we're gonna talk about death. But first, guys, so you remember last year when I was promoting Paraunity 4? Well, I'm going to be annoying again and now promote Paraunity 5. Let me find it. Which way do I go? This way. I got it. Paraunity 5. And look, who's your host? God, why does my fingers not work backwards? This one goes this way. There we go. We got it.
Left is right, right is left.
Who's your host? I'm your host for Paraunity 5. It's October 21st, 2023, so we're a year away. But I definitely wanted to throw it back out there. There's a QR code there if you want to register. There's a website also if you want to register. Yes, you are Sharon. I know I've seen that. Aw, love you too, Kelly. And what up, Brad?
No, didn't you post that in this link in the description of the video? Also?
Oh yeah, I did. I posted. Paraunity has a Facebook page, by the way, guys. So I did post it on the link in the description. Or I post. Oh my god,
words don't work.
My words don't work. I posted. I am rusty from doing hosting. I swear. I am so sorry. I posted the link to Paraunity in the description. I got it. The host with the most about the ghosts. Yep.
Now she can only learn to talk.
Now if I could talk, yeah. Who needs to talk? Okay, let's see. Let's get rid of this off of our faces. Well, my face. You were still showing. All right.
You're pretty, it still shows.
I am not prepared for tonight. I didn't get a nap today, which is like a crime. I could not sleep. I have like really exciting news today, guys. And it's like the dumbest thing ever. Will's like,
I want to steal it. I want to steal your thunder. No, I'll let you tell it.
So, pre-COVID, I had a really good job. And it was with the government. Shh. It really was, actually. But I left during COVID because of issues. Anyways, so I got good news today, and this girl's going to be returning back to full-time work soon. So I was in a really good mood today, and I couldn't sleep because of it. So I'm really excited. I really, really need this right now to go back into something I'm really, really good at, other than paranormal stuff and just being me. I'm pretty good at being me, right?
Which you? There's multiple.
They're not multiple. Oh yeah, Nicole, did you see the VR video? Oh, we should share that on here. That would be so much fun.
Everybody in this house plays the VR. I'm the only one who sticks with just Beat Saber, even if it is Lady Gaga.
I don't know if I could share that video on here. I could, maybe.
Screen share?
Let's go to my TikTok here in a moment. By the way, if you're not following me on TikTok, why not? That's where I have the most of my followers
We all
at.
have a good snuggle. In fact, we need it.
Drew Barrymore, girlfriend. Hold on a second.
We all need a snuggle.
I like Drew Barrymore. I don't know. Is that weird? Did I say me or mean?
Yes.
Yes. So let's see if I can download my video.
You know that I want you.
How do I pause it? Oh. It's not gonna let me download.
Can you do screen share
I
on
can.
TikTok? Or,
I could do screen share. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do screen share. So what Nicole probably is talking about is this, and I'm gonna pull it up here. Let me hide.
I don't get embarrassed, so I am fine with this.
Where is screen share? This one. Screen share. My window, my TikTok. Okay. This is just for you guys, just a little entertainment. What do I do? Oh, that's another one. There you guys go.
You know that I want you, and you know that I need you. Oh,
Anyways, that's stop screaming. That's what Nicole was talking about the VR. Yeah, follow me on TikTok. That's actually where I have most of my followers at. It's kind of weird. I don't know if the algorithm's just like screwed up on TikTok. I've been on Facebook for years, and I only have like, I don't know, 700 followers or something like that. And on TikTok, I have 1,400, and I've only been on TikTok for like 6 months, something like that. So I don't know, their algorithm's just weird. And he still showed his face on here. Yeah.
I'm not embarrassed by it.
And that is a true story, guys. I literally woke up from a nap that day. I get up. I'm like, where's Will? You know, and I'm halfway asleep, and I walk around the corner. So he actually walked around the corner twice. So I'll give you a little background. Walked around the corner, and the first thing he was playing was Billie Eilish. And I wish I would have thought to record it then, because
Bad guy.
he was like the whole on TikTok when you go boom, when you go like down, like he was like his booty was almost hitting the floor.
I get in it.
Yeah, I should have thought to record that then, but like I looked at him the first time and I like wasn't awake, and I was like, okay, and then I walked away, and I'm like, I got an idea. I'm gonna record this.
What's funny?
Hey, Sarah.
Is when she added that song over top the video, it synced up to what I was beat sabering to.
Yeah.
Like it synced up perfectly.
It did. It really synced up perfectly. I would love to get more creative with TikTok. I think TikTok is so much fun. I've thrown ideas at Will of like paranormal skits to do and stuff, and I really think we should do that. I think it'd be awesome. Murder on the dance floor. Excuse me, guys.
Execute Order 66.
But tonight we're actually supposed to talk about death. And I know death is like one of those like conversations that can be bitter for some, especially when you're talking about like what happens when you die. And almost everybody I meet has like a different perspective about what happens when they die. So that's why I wanted to open up the floor tonight to anybody out there and everybody out there. Regardless of your religion, your faith, your beliefs, spirituality, any of that stuff, you're agnostic, you're atheist, I don't care, whatever you are. I want to open up the floor to that, and then we're going to talk about a few things that have to do with it. Now, tonight's show, I scheduled at 8, and I didn't set a time frame on it, so we'll chit-chat for a little while. But,
it could be another 2 hours, just like the Halloween.
I don't want to bore them too much, you know.
Well, it depends on how some of the conversations go.
We'll see. So anyways, the first thing I want to ask everybody that's in the audience here, if you're willing to share a little bit about what you believe about death, please let me know. First thing, actually tell us what your religious background is. And then if you've had a near-death experience and you're willing to come on and talk tonight, I would love to hear your stories. If not, that's okay. You can just put it in the chat and we can talk about it.
And you've heard mine enough.
And then the other thing is, yeah, Will has a story too, even, which also, I wanted to bring up near death when it comes to mediums. And since I do talk to the deceased as a medium, I want to explain to you guys what I have experienced with talking to the deceased. Are we still getting comments? Hopefully. I'm making sure the comments are still working.
If you're there, say hi again.
Hi. Because I just like rambled all that out. So a lot of stuff. So anybody want to, before I go into anything or Will goes into anything, does anybody want to share either their near-death experience or what they believe about what happens when you die? Don't be shy, guys. Hey, Kelly.
Yep. People are still there.
All right. Yes, Kelly wants to. There are several theories. Okay, so Sarah, let's start. There are several theories in regards to death. Some believe that death is transitionary period. I've heard of that, actually.
I have not. That's why I have this look on my face.
Kind of like, well, I look at transitionary period as kind of like a waiting period before you start like your next life. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but that's how I look as a transitionary period, or before you go into the next like moment of time or dimension or whatever that you're supposed to be in, like your next journey. That's how I look at it. Is that kind of what you're thinking, Sarah, or what are you kind of thinking on that?
I feel like I even want to do some research on that now. That sounds very interesting.
Life is the transitionary period. So do you think death then is the ultimate? Like that's like right now living is just, this is just whatever. We're just hanging out, doing whatever, living life. But where we're meant to be is after death? Is that what you're saying? I have that song in my head now. YouTube is probably not going to like that either, by the way.
We paid for it. Well, we paid for it on Beat Saber.
I don't get paid to do videos anyway, so what am I going to be like? Oh, they're not going to monetize me?
I really think as long as you're under, I think it's 10 or 15 seconds, you're fine. And
yeah, I don't know how long it was.
I can't remember.
So kind of. So go ahead and explain. If you want to explain a little bit more, that'd be great. You died nearly 5 times? Why? I hope it's not health related. I don't know. Anything health related, accident proof prone or whatever. Like that would be scary. I have never, in my personal opinion, had a near death experience. In my personal opinion. I've debated with, what are you doing?
I'm trying to see how to spell that.
So I had this conversation a couple years back with a medium who's pretty well known here in the Midwest. She's actually pretty awesome. She does past life regressions and stuff, which is kind of cool. And we sat and talked about how every medium she knows has had a near-death experience. And I'm like, but I don't think I did. I don't. So when I was a baby, I'm just going to tell this quick story and then we'll go back to you, Kelly. When I was a baby, I did get meningitis. I know I was hospitalized for 12 days. And I know that I had seizures and stuff, but I talked to my mom and she's like, no, you didn't almost die. So I can't say I've had one. I can't. So Kelly, do you want to share like how did you almost die 5 times? Some believe in reincarnation cycles, or others believe it's a one-way trip. Those who believe in past life experience that seem to imply we have lessons to learn or have predetermined fates.
You know, like monks believe in reincarnation and stuff.
Right.
Like the Tibetans and stuff. Well, a lot of Americans do too.
I don't know. Part of me believes in reincarnation. I would hate to think that this is the only life that I've ever lived. Like, I just don't feel like it is. I feel like right now is not even the right period of time I should be alive.
No, definitely not for me.
I don't know. I feel like I should have lived back in the day.
Back in the
Back in the day, like, I don't know. Like, I'm like an independent woman, but I think back when women were as independent, I would have been.
you would have been hanged for witchcraft.
I probably would have been enough hang for witchcraft. Yeah, I could see that those who believe in past life experience seem to imply we have lessons to learn. Because when I listened to that other medium actually tell her stories, she was doing like her readings for past life, that's kind of what she was telling the people, like, oh, you were reincarnated because this was not resolved or that was not resolved. Like a life experience, a lesson was not learned, and now you have to read. It's like a reset or whatever. So I see that. Let's see. The first time I got badly beaten up in town and some people came up inside, smashed it. Jesus! You're from the UK? What are they doing in the UK? I thought America was the most violent place.
What part of England are you from?
England and UK is not technically the same, I don't think.
Well, no. That's just where I go.
I follow this. Okay, I follow some of these Facebook pages, and I've had people from other countries be like, why do Americans always list what state they're from? I'm like, because it matters. Does it matter, like, in other countries, like, what portion of the country you're from?
Well, I'm only curious because, I was engaged to somebody from, like, England, and I know they have different accents, I guess, kind of like we do.
Yeah.
Like, back when I was younger, I was engaged to somebody from Portsmouth, and they had literally no British accent. But then, like, the further up to Scotland you get, it gets harder to hear. The farmers there, like, they have their own different dialect, which is even harder to understand.
Yeah. In Buddhism, there is a ladder to nirvana. Christianity, there is concept of heaven. In Islam, the concept of Jannah. Greeks had Tartarus. Tartarus. I would assume.
Tartarus.
Yes, we do. And the Elysian Fields. Huh. The ladder to nirvana, that's like heaven. That's interesting. She's from Cambridge. Kelly's from Cambridge.
Okay.
I feel really special. I don't know why, but I feel really special when we have overseas viewers. Like, oh, thank you. I just do. Plus, I love people with accents. Like, I'm very Midwestern. I talk very Midwestern, which sounds very American, like plain American, Midwestern. Like, I'm not in the southern part, and I'm not from the northern part.
She likes accents except for the southern, because every time I say crick, I get yelled at. No, it's creek.
It's a creek,
It's
not
crick.
a crick. Let's see. So Kelly, I'm going to read your story here. The first time was about 10 years ago when I was out on a night out with friends. I was waiting for a taxi to go home. All sublist crazy person came up to me and started chasing after me. I was trying to get away from him, and he punched me in the face. And then I just fell back and collapsed, smacked my head on the pavement, and I nearly died. It was blood all around me. Holy cow. Jesus. So this is the first time was only 10 years ago, which means there's 4 other times in the past 10 years that you've almost died? That's scary.
I feel like you need to get her on the show. Just
Having a reward to living a virtuous life is necessary, as this life is full of pain and suffering. So it gives people a goal to shoot for. I'm reading this again in my head. This right here, this as this life is full of pain and suffering, is interesting to me because I have this really weird relationship when it comes to religion and God. Like, I agree. Like, why is the real world so awful? Like, probably 60% of America is probably Christians. Okay. Then we have Catholics, and then we have Islam, Buddhist, all that, so on and so forth, right? And so I know mainly Christian beliefs because those are the people I've been around. I live in the Bible Belt, obviously. If you don't know, the Bible Belt is in the Midwest, and it sucks. But anyways, that's what I'm primarily surrounded by. And like, I agree with you when you say this life is full of pain and suffering, because life is hard. And the thing that is good about religion, and I don't usually say a lot because I'm not a huge fan of organized religion, which I'm probably going to lose followers on, but I'm not a fan of organized religion for several reasons. One, they make way too much money and they don't deserve it. They're a church. That's one reason. It drives me nuts to see rich churches, because I live in a community where there's rich churches, and it's really sad to me because I know there's other families and stuff out there that need help, but they don't get the help they need because they're not a part of the church, and that's not fair to me. Where was I going? Crap.
Pain and suffering.
I went on a tangent. So pain and suffering. So it is. It's true. Life is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Life is hard, guys. And it's not just hard today. It's always been hard. Just to survive has been hard. Today we have a lot of conveniences, which is nice. So we're not like surviving differently. I mean, surviving now is like who has money, that's who survives. It's not who has a good trade, that's who survives, or who can hunt, that's who survives. Life is hard, and it makes you question, like, why is it so hard? And then I think it is good, though. This is what I was gonna say. I think the one thing that's good about religion is it gives you something to look forward to. God, heaven, whatever. It gives you something to look forward to. I think that's a good thing, because even in psychology, when you are down and depressed, I'm not a psychologist, but I recommend always having a goal. Always having something to look forward to. Set up a date to go to a concert. Set up a date to go on vacation. Like, have something that you're excited about and looking forward to, because it just keeps you going and keeps you moving. And I think religion does that for a lot of people. Yeah. Religion is a framework that a lot of people used to live by. And I think some people still do. I am so thirsty. All right.
All that yapping.
Yakety yak. What?
Nothing.
Okay. People who have near-death experience also have altered brain chemistry, changes in neural pathways, some of which may lead to paranormal affinity. That's true. I believe there's some research done on. I've watched some near-death experience stuff. It kind of creeps me out a little bit because everybody's stories are very similar. But one thing that I find interesting is they talk about the white light. And one of the studies that I watched about, the reason that so many people see the white light is not because of like heaven or whatever. It's because of the change in the chemistry in the brain has caused those type of flashes of light, and like just that it's really hard to explain because I'm not a scientist, but when you change the chemistry in the brain, what you see, what you hear, what your memories become, it can alter what you're visioning. So Oh man, Kelly. Let's see. I want to read this next one. We're kind of bouncing back between you two. I hope that's okay. I can't say the name of the person who attacked me for legal reasons. That makes sense. Sorry, I had to burp. But when they finally got me off the ground, or my lips split open and there was blood pouring everywhere, they had me. Oh my gosh, I should not drink soda during the show. They had to get me to the hospital very quickly, and I was covered in blood. Luckily, I have my American boyfriend at the time with me, and I had to stick my face back up, and yeah, it was crazy. That sounds flipping crazy. When I got attacked, I died for about, really, and I could try Tunnel X. What's Tunnel X? I'm curious to know what Tunnel X is.
I think that's just how she ends
What?
some of her sentences. She's ended with an X.
Well, then what's tunnel?
Probably the
Religious belief can affect the type of interpretation perception of the NDE experience. Some people claim that they see a white light or hell or nothing at all. Really? Well, I guess that makes sense. That makes sense because your belief. I don't know though, because here's the curious thing about that, Sarah. Well, here's the curious thing, babe, because there's people who were Yeah, cricket. Sorry, I am interpreting and I am figuring out what I want to say back.
I could kind of agree with what she says. So.
But see, then the thing I'm interested in about that, because when people tell their near-death experiences, sometimes they are agnostic, which my understanding is they don't believe in anything, or they're atheists. And sometimes they'll have that near-death experience and then they decide they're religious, or they believe in God, which is a beautiful story, by the way. It sells like crazy when you tell that story, that you were anti-God and then you died and then, now you're... So those people should not theoretically... That's what I love about this whole topic tonight. It can be a theoretical thing. I'm sure there's some scientific research on it. But a lot of it's going to be theory, based on theory. And theoretically speaking, those people shouldn't experience anything, should they? But they still have those experiences. So if they have those experiences, why?
That's a good question, actually.
Oh, you saw a white tunnel. Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
So... did you hear anything during that experience, Kelly? I'm curious. Or did you just see it? Was it just a visual and there was just no sound, or was there white noise, or anybody talk or whatever? Yeah, I know agnostic and atheism is two different things. But my understanding is atheism is you don't believe. No. I think agnostic is you don't believe in anything. And atheism is you don't believe in that. No, you didn't hear anything. Oh, you've seen an X.
That's just how she answers stuff.
Oh. Am I interpreting the X the X means nothing? I'm sorry. Will's making fun of me. He's so mean to me, guys. By the way, have I introduced you guys to Will?
Tonight.
This is Will. He shows up on my shows every once in a while. Ew. I can't get rid of him. It's kind of like a pest. I'm kidding. Get your butt back in here.
Okay, yeah.
All I could see was a white tunnel for a few minutes. Really? So I wonder, oh gosh, see, this is one thing I want. To whoever watches me die, please hook up like some monitors to my brain to see what happens with the brain when people die. Like that would be awesome. Aw, Kelly, thank you. Like, because I want to know, like, okay, you saw a white tunnel. Where were you at that point? See, there's no way to know. This is why death is such a mystery. There's no way to know exactly when Kelly was visualizing the white tunnel because Kelly is not here and she can't see the clock at the same time the doctor has her hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it is such a mystery. Death is such a mystery, and that's why I love talking about it. It's just crazy.
Like, I didn't see a tunnel, so.
So yeah, Will did not see a tunnel. So Will, do you want to tell your story about your near-death experience?
Well, I was impaled by a tree after falling from another tree. I died on the operating table. This was like 2 weeks before graduation in high school. I didn't see a tunnel. I wasn't in a fiery lake, and I was raised Christian. Like, I was raised Baptist. But at this point in my life, I turned my back on all that. Like, I was on a spiritual search. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to follow Christianity, so I was studying other religions and stuff. And when I died in the hospital, I'm standing in the operating room watching them, like, try to revive me and everything. And I look over, there's a very tall, shadowy, cloaked-like figure. I automatically presumed as death. He didn't have, like, the scythe or anything. Then they called my time. And I looked back at the shadowy, tall, whatever. I was like, not yet. I still got work to do. And I woke up in ICU. And when the doctor came in there, like, he's looking through my chart, like, and I'm like, well, he goes, we got to talk about something that happened last night. I was like, I died at 12:48 in the morning. And he turned this Indian guy, like, from India, not Native American. He turned pale, like, whiter than me. And then he smiled. He was like, I've always heard of these experiences from other doctors, but I never thought I'd get to be one who would get to witness this. Like, that I called my time of death because I witnessed it. Now, I don't know, like, if it was all subconscious or what, but
Right.
I mean,
but how do we know? Like,
that's what I've been wondering. Like, the more I talk about that, the more questions people ask me. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, was it really an outer body experience then? Or was I actually not dead, but my heart rate was just going so slow from all the loss of blood and my body being in shock and it going so fast, it just needed a break. So my heart just stopped until, like, they thought I was dead and they gave up. And then my heart started again. Like, was I just subconsciously still hearing everything?
Right.
And just dreaming it, or was it an actual out-of-body near-death experience?
Right.
Like, they could have miscalled my death if that's the case. Like,
But see, that's the thing. When you're in the hospital and it's an emergency situation, they're not worried about, like, what's going on when you're dying. They're worried about just making sure you stay alive.
yeah.
So, like, would it be a bad idea to maybe go to hospice places? I don't know, that's kind of bad. And be like, can we study you? That's a really bad idea. Some people would be for it because it treat it like they're an organ donor or something.
Yeah.
Except for they're still living during that time. But it's for research purposes.
I know they did something like this on a TV show called Evil also. The one I had you watch, like, one episode of.
Yeah.
Where a priest was dying and they actually put him in a coffin that they could see, and they kept a weight on it so they could weigh him, and had all this stuff
Yeah.
attached to his head
That's what
because
I want to
they
do.
wanted to weigh the body Like, does the body
Oh,
lose?
yes, I remember that.
Like, when the soul leaves your body, do you lose
Do you lose weight? Yeah. Let's catch up here with Sarah. Sarah, there is a book called Eben Alexander called Proof of Heaven. He's a I love when scientists get into this stuff. I love when scientists get into ghost hunting and get to anything paranormal. I love that because they know stuff because they're scientists. Okay, Will's writing that down. Yes, everything paranormal is subjective. Absolutely. Yes, this happens. Some people claim to have that who have not had enough anesthesia and surgery. That's true.
I never thought of that.
Did they mention you get? Well, they didn't mention you getting anesthesia. No, because the doctor said you died. So yeah. So you were like what, 18?
I was 18,
Yeah.
about to turn 19.
Let's catch up with Kelly here. Person who attacked me, I went to court and the person got off of it because apparently there wasn't enough.
That seems to happen a lot.
When there wasn't,
over there.
I was so angry. The attack, my face was so bad. I had stitches in my mouth and was so scared. Trauma. That's what that is. I'm sorry you went through that. I couldn't imagine.
That's just one of the ways.
Yeah.
Like, she hasn't even told all hers.
It's crazy people, but we're not all like that. Okay.
I know they're not all like that, but like everybody I talk to from there has
Girl,
some crazy stories.
there's some
Like,
crazy people over here too.
especially
Oh,
around where we live. Like, we're in the area where like all the serial killers, except for Manson.
Manson's not from this area, but yeah, there are a lot of serial killers that are from probably the Midwest.
I mean, we're like an hour, 45 minutes away from Fox Hollow Farm.
Herb Baumeister is about 2 hours away max. We have the killer clown guy. I can't think of his name. He was
Casey?
maybe 4 hours away.
I think Dahmer was at least through our state.
Yeah. You're in a bad area.
And then what's the one from Wabash? Herb
Baumeister is one Fox Hollow Farms. The main thing is to consider, what did you get out of the... Yeah, that's a good question. Will, for you, and for you too, Kelly, what did you get out of your near-death experience and how did it change you? I'm curious.
I got a weird scar and I lost my tailbone.
Like seriousness, though.
In seriousness, I'm one of those people. I believe that when you die, all spirits, whether they be angels, demons, human spirits here on this earth, whatever, when you die, they all know you because you're in their realm.
Okay.
And they all know you by name. And I do believe, through like my years of doing the paranormal, I do believe I did actually pass away because I could go almost anywhere and get an EVP. It's like, ever since that has happened, I have become very subject to communicating with the deceased only through EVP. Like, I didn't gain any psychic abilities or anything, but it's easier for me to communicate with them, I feel like, because part of me is still in their world. Like,
Really?
because when they say when you die, part of your soul stays over there too. So
Well, and that's the theory that the medium I talked to has.
Mhm.
Is your near-death experience gets you closer to the deceased, gets you closer to that world. And that's why so many mediums had near-death experiences, which I'm not saying it's not true, because I know a lot of mediums who have. I'm just saying I'm one who has not. Would you say it's changed you at all? Has it changed you religiously or just paranormal wise?
I mean,
or
religiously, it still didn't, because I still went so many years like, I'm this religion, and then like 6 months later, no, I'm this religion. Like,
you religion hopping?
basically,
You can't do that.
I'm trying to find where I fit. Like, when me and Clarissa got together, I was I think for like the past 5 years, I've been considering myself Norse pagan. And here, like, what, just this whole month,
Mm-hmm.
I've been taking classes converting into Catholicism. Like, but also being a demonologist, I feel like I need to be Catholic. So I don't know.
He's
Like,
still on his journey.
yeah, I'm still trying to find where I fit. Like, I don't know.
You've had paranoid, no activity happening in your house. So you feel paranoid even if activity's not happening in your house?
I think paranormal.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to look at it from a dyslexic point of view, which I'm not saying that offensively. I have my moments, but I'm not. But
Europe has a different paranormal culture than in the US. Most paranormal shows there are presented from the perception of the believer. It's more skeptical in the US.
I think that also has to do with Christianity here because
I think it has a lot. I think the skepticism has a lot to do with a lot of people's religious backgrounds.
a lot of Christians say the only spirits left on earth that we talk to are demons.
I agree with you, Sarah. There are a variety of energy types. We work under the concept of mind, body, and spirit, and interdimensional self. In Asian cultures, there's the concept of etheric cords. I have no idea what etheric cords are. I didn't do any research for tonight's show, if you didn't know. I did no research.
This is what I think it could be.
I've just showed up with experience. Go ahead.
Think of like almost an umbilical cord, but made of soul, like your soul.
Oh.
So like we're still connected to
like
it.
We're in the Matrix. Aren't they hooked up?
You've never seen Donnie Darko, have you?
I haven't watched yet. Okay, I think I have. Is
With
that one
Jake
where
Gyllenhaal?
it's like you're like it gets really trippy?
It has Frank the Bunny, this dude in this bunny suit.
Does it get really trippy?
Yeah, because he's got like this weird like.
You'll have to ask me that in my early 20s when I was doing
I
things
have
I
the
shouldn't
movie.
have been.
So that's the way I think of it. It's like Donnie Darko, where he's got like this thing coming out of him, and it's almost like part of his soul, but it's
Bungee cord when you have an out of body experience.
so
That's what she's talking
safety
about.
line kind of.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
And Kelly, you don't have to apologize at all.
Oh yeah, don't
Like-
apologize. Don't worry about it. Oh, that would be so much fun to live in a pub. It would be so cool to live in Europe. I mean, America, the land. The land is old, right? But European has so many buildings.
Mhm.
And so like we're just as old as them, but we're not like architecturally as old.
We'll say the land is just as old.
Yeah.
The people, we're still like the baby continent.
Yeah.
With the people, like we're still growing.
I love that. So the thing is, like, unveil paranormal, like we talk paranormal stuff. So, you know, we talk to the dead all the time, right? So we should have some answers, right? You would think like the dead may give us some answers about, yes, we do. Like the dead, like here's one thing that I have noticed when I do investigations, we're doing an EVP, say we're just chit chatting with whoever. We're getting to know that ghost, that dead person. But I don't know that I've ever really sat there and talked to a dead person via EVP. We're not talking about anything that's medium, okay? Mediumship is separate. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, about when being a medium, how that gives you a different perspective on death. But as EVPs, as an investigator, your responses, they're not going to give you usually full sentences, so you're probably not going to get a full story about what death actually looks like. But we all have theories. Like, we're all like, oh, these people are still here residually. Well, what does that mean they're still there residually, right? If they're dead, but they're not really there, what do you mean they're still there residually? Oh, they're in repeat. They're set in repeat. Or it's an intelligent being. So what does that really mean? Because the thing is, if we all die and we all have these beliefs that we go to heaven or whatever, then why are these people still here? Which is debatable too, why they are. All lands are seeped in historical energy. Yeah. I agree.
That's why I also think like with that, ley lines are very important.
Yeah, I talk about ley lines. They talk about what's in the soil. So, what is it? Is it lime? No, it starts with an L. Why can't I think of what it's called? The mineral in the ground. Shoot.
I forgot. I used to know it
Oh
all.
my gosh. There's a certain type of mineral over here in America that they talk about a lot.
I know quartz is like
Um,
almost like the ghost trap from Ghostbusters. So quartz is very easy to trap souls and be that record to set them on repeat, which the Stanley Hotel is built on top of a quartz mine.
I can't believe I know it starts limestone. That's what it is.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. Okay, you typed it limestone. So I hear this a lot over here when people talk about being near limestone in the ground. If they're near limestone, it's very haunted. I've heard that theory too. Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry. Oh, you can't see? Yeah. So yes, limestone is one that I hear about a lot over here.
Yeah.
That people say that, oh, they're near they're near like a quarry or something, and there's a lot of a quarry is, if you don't know, quarry is where they dig up like all our rocks and stuff.
I can't believe neither one of us could.
I knew it started with an L. That's all I can remember. So a limestone is something I hear a lot. EVP have to be transmit through carrier waves that we can hear. Yes, that is true. I used to live in oh. Yes, I seen that. I mean, what's your experience? I mean, if you want to share your experience on that, Kelly, with like the deceased there, did you talk with them? Did you interact with them? What'd you do with them? So we told about your story. What else? I mean, I guess I want to talk about what happens when you die. What are the theories that have you died? Now we talked about near-death experience and what other people have experienced. Will did a little research on the Vikings. Because he likes the Vikings. I don't know. He's into that stuff. So what did you find about what the Vikings believed?
Well, I knew a little bit about it from studying it, but like the Norse pagans believed you could end up in one of four places. Most people who follow Norse paganism now, they're not true followers if they think they're going to get into one of them, because I mean, unless you're a soldier and you're in battle, you're not, which is Valhalla. That's the place where you go with Odin when you die in battle. And
That's a video game, isn't it?
well, it's also like, yeah, it's a
Of course, I would know
Assassin's
that.
Creed video game.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But like Valhalla is literally, if you die in battle, then you get to feast with Thor, you get to feast with Odin.
Thor. Like the hot, sexy Thor? Or like...
He doesn't look like the Marvel.
I'm kidding.
And like, and then you guys
From
battle, and then you die in battle, but you wake back up at the feast table, so that's pretty cool. Other people, actually, they do have hell in their belief, or like Helheim, which isn't like
Also a video game.
which is not like a burning lake of fire like the Christians believe.
Yeah. What's up?
See if I can pronounce this right. I just learned of this one today because like people are starting to learn of it. Fulfveger,
Let me type it in. How you spell it? Full.
FOLFVA.
G. Is it like Jaeger, like Jägermeister?
Oh nope. Sorry, I had to hold up the light. Fulfinger. So FOLFVANGR.
What? That's the word.
Which is
Fulfinger.
thank you, Jeremy. But it's almost like Valhalla, except it's ran by Freya, which is a daughter of Odin. and it's a field, almost like the Greeks believed. And then there is Ron, which is
Ron, like
Ron, Ran.
it's not Ran, it's Ron.
It's Ron.
Okay.
That is also, if Vikings died crossing the sea, that's where they would go. And it's like
To the sea?
It's at the bottom of the sea, almost like Davy Jones's locker. And it's lined with like all the treasures of Ron, which illuminates it and everything. And that's where they spend the rest of their life.
Really?
Yeah. And they're saying there's more than that. There's so many more. Oh, that wasn't even Jeremy. It was your.
It was me. It was me typing.
It's all popping up under all
Yeah.
three things. I thought Jeremy was
me.
talking through things that weren't.
No, I don't know what Jeremy's on here. I wonder what cavemen thought.
I don't think they thought of anything.
They thought of the wheel, right?
And then now, like, being raised Baptist, of course, we were taught heaven and hell. Part of the family was Southern Baptist, which is still heaven and hell, but they also believed in once you're saved, you're always saved. So I could go get saved, I could get baptized, go create a bunch of murders, like go on a killing spree, and still get into heaven. The Catholics believe,
Because you've been baptized?
because I've been saved and baptized, I still accept Jesus Christ and everything. I mean, this is why I don't like holidays, because one side of my family was Baptist, the other side of the same part of the family was Southern Baptist. So it was like my grandpa and my grandma's brother. Like my grandpa was Baptist, my grandma's brother was Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they would have this argument all the time. It's like, guys, why do you keep arguing? It's you guys worship the same God. Why are you fighting over it? Like, it doesn't matter. And then the Christians believe you have to be pure to enter heaven. But nobody's pure. We're all going to sin. We all have sinful thoughts, like lust, stuff like
I'm
that.
not a sinner.
You just, that's a lie right there.
I only have 2 kids out of wedlock.
And then, so the Christians have purgatory, which is like a prison where you go and finish out sentences for sins that you don't confess to, and then you go to heaven. The
Yeah.
only way you get into hell through Catholicism is completely denying Jesus or God.
Okay. Girl, I go for food too. 100%. And yes, most Christian churches overlap. Absolutely.
Now well, I'll let you do that first.
Okay. Whew.
Give me time to look up something.
Ghost. So I don't really welcome ghosts in my house personally. Like if you were living at this, don't.
I know you don't, but it's so
I
funny
don't.
you don't. But we have so many freaking ghosts in this house.
It's just.
It's like they do not listen to you. They're like, no, we're here.
No.
We're going to give you a hell of a time.
So is that like ghost? Is the ghost person like following you, Kelly? Like when you were experiencing that, was she like following you? Did it seem like she was following you, or what? Invitations come from many forms. Yeah, a lot of holidays, and I know we're in the holiday season. Next week is Thanksgiving here in America, and then of course we have Christmas. That's good that she didn't follow you. Was that like her regular path, or did you just happen to see her walk that way this one time?
Okay.
All right, what do you want to share, Will?
So the actual, what scholars believe to be the very first religion before Adam and Eve
Okay.
was Zoroastrianism.
What the heck is Zoro? How do you spell it?
Zoroastrianism. Now, they did not believe in heaven or hell. They didn't even have a duality.
Zorro. Sorry, that's what it made me think of.
They didn't even have duality. It wasn't until Judeo Christianity came into the picture is when they started creating Satan and God and having a duality, a fight between good and
Yeah.
evil, when there wasn't none of that before Adam and Eve.
So I see Sarah wrote here that animism would have happened before that. Do you know what that is? That's where like everything has a soul, everything has a spirit.
Oh yeah,
So
like from Disney's
Zor-
Pocahontas.
kind of, yeah. So what you're saying is this alleged religion. What did they believe in? Nothing. Well, they like had a belief, but
I should have had more time to prepare for that one.
okay.
This is.
Hey,
I
Jeff, welcome.
I got a friend who went to Harvard for theology, which is the study of the history of Christianity
Mhm.
or religion and stuff. And he talks about it a lot on his podcast.
Okay.
So if I would have thought to prepare more,
We
then
should have had the demonologist come on here that you're friends with. Hey Jeff, we're doing really, really good. How are you doing, dude? We're talking about death tonight. Just because why not, right? Okay, so I'm gonna shift gears a second because I actually want to talk about death. What happens after you die based off of my experience? Because my experience is a little bit different. Yes, death is a very popular topic.
And
Obviously,
Sarah, yes, we both should have prepared for this a lot more.
it's so much more fun to wing it. You know, it's not like it's an educational program.
What's
Right?
bad is she planned. When did you plan this?
A month
with
ago.
the Halloween program,
Yeah.
and I waited till last minute.
Yeah, what triggered this whole wanting to talk about death was somebody at work was talking about when you die, and they were talking about like their religious background and stuff, which is Christianity and all that stuff, and it triggered me. It triggered me, guys. And I was like, I want to talk about more than just that belief. How much preparation did I have? I had zero. I just showed up.
I had 5 minutes. Longer if you want to count. how
Yeah,
long
Will had about 5 minutes. We've had a busy evening, okay?
And we've had a pretty busy month.
And like 30 days. All right.
Jeremy.
Jeremy, you know me so well. Like, there are so, like, trigger. It's not even like a bad thing. I'm just a highly opinionated person. Not that I'm necessarily I don't know everything, right? Like, I just know that there is a lot that can be debatable, and I just get triggered. Like, when I hear people talk about, like, oh, at least they say things like, oh, at least they're in a better,
Scroll up on the comments real quick.
like, oh, at least they're in a better place. Like, somebody dies, and your first reaction is, at least they're in a better place. That triggered me. Like, that's kind of how that conversation went. And honestly, I should be empathetic and like, yeah. But my mind doesn't work that way. Somebody says something like that, and I'm like, well, how do we know they're in a better place? Because I still, to this day, I've talked about this on the show. My mom died a year and a half ago in January 2021. And I don't think she was ready. I swear on it. I swear on it. And I'm not going to sit here and say she's in a better place, blah, 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 blah. Although I do think she is in a good place. I just think that she was too young. Period. She was only 66. She was too young. She was not ready. It was not her time, in my opinion. So
He's going to pop on.
Ooh, if I could be reincarnated as an animal, we should have that conversation. What animal would you want to be?
Me?
Yes. I know this whole conversation is going sideways, but I am curious. If you could be reincarnated as an animal, what would you want to be?
I'm trying to.
I mean, I'd say a turtle because they live like the longest.
I try to think of something that won't be brutally eaten by anything else, but it's so hard in the animal kingdom to think of it.
I would love to be a dog, but you don't know if you're going to get a crappy owner.
True. Like,
That would be the problem. Jeremy, you don't know what you'd want to be? Think about it, man.
Like,
It's important.
I thought like I would like to be a shark, just because like they're so cool.
A pampered cat, yes. I love dogs more than cats, but I have cats, so I could see that. Like being a cat over dog would be good because cats seem to live better in like if they're strays, they seem to live a little bit better than a dog can. Probably a hippo. Hippos are so vicious though.
Hippopotamus?
Did you know that? Hippos are extremely vicious.
They could run up to 30 miles an hour too.
You're gonna come back as a penguin?
Oh, I love penguins.
Girl, if you're gonna come back as a penguin, it better be soon. # global warming. Did I
Not
just
all.
say that?
Actually, no. Not all penguins are subject to cold.
You don't fuck with it. No? So
No,
okay.
there's some that live in the desert. So you got a good variety of a type of penguins.
That's
Yeah.
true. You could be all sorts of different types.
I mean, like,
Yes, be a
Okay.
penguin. Why
So-
not? Why are you walking away?
I'm addicted to Kinder Joy candies. Okay,
He is a kid.
and usually I'll buy them 2 at a time. I'll rarely keep the toys, but I got this one toy.
What up, B? Welcome.
Hey, Brian, I got this one toy I have kept for almost a year. He's a little wobbly penguin. And I'll sit there, I'll watch Doctor Who or something, and I'll just sit here and just be bopping him and letting him, like...
Okay, we have to stop a minute. Okay, thanks for the story, but is B your special guest?
No, Brian's not. I'm waiting
Oh.
I'm waiting for JJ.
Well, thank you for joining us, though. You've never been here. I'm excited. So what's JJ? Is JJ going to come on screen? Or is he just going to talk? Is he going to
I
chat?
told him no video, just chat, but, like,
Okay,
I'm sure he'll be... I don't know.
that is from, let me see, that is from Happy Feet.
What? That is... No, from
Is that Loveless?
That's
I'm pretty
not-
sure that's Loveless.
That's the type of penguin. It's
That
not
is
Ro-
Loveless.
It's not Robin Williams.
Loveless. Oh, that was Robin Williams.
Yes.
I loved Happy Feet. It came out when my son was little, and I love music, so it was so fun. I thought it was fun, but the second one was so sad.
But you also have...
Well, the first one was kind of sad too.
You also had Hugh Jackman, who played his dad.
Yeah. It was
Yep,
like
it was so lonely, I could die.
You want me to start singing the lead part?
No, you're good.
Okay. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I sing like an angel.
I'm
Well,
kind of excited to see Brian on here.
You should come on here and tell us what happens when people die. B.
Oh, I'm sure he could have a field day with that.
I want to know your theories.
That
or,
would be awesome to hear.
Or what? Because I love seeing all your posts. You have a penguin tattoo on your leg. That reminds me, Will, I have a story to tell you.
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking about getting a tattoo.
No.
I don't have
Really?
any tattoos, guys. And I was just like laying in bed the other day, and I'm like, I think I have an idea for a tattoo finally. Like I've not gotten one because I want to make sure it's exactly what I want. I think I got an idea for a tattoo. I should do it.
Well, you tell me I need more, so... And Brian, if you're still on here, I still haven't forgotten that you've asked about stories about my tattoos and stuff.
Oh,
I'm still trying to get to them, but like we got some personal things going on right now. So yes, they are. The sound of that motor.
no graffiti. On the temple, so,
it's
like-
just- it's
Oh, okay,
it's
tattoos.
Michelangelo's artwork.
Well, I'm not Jewish,
No.
guys. That's the thing. Will, would you say I am any type of specific religion?
No. There he is. There's JJ.
JJ. I had to introduce him like that. The JJ Southern Demonology podcast. Was that cool?
Yeah.
That your friends have never met me. I'm
Not
that
really.
weird girl.
Well, no,
But he's-
Vic has,
Vic.
and he knows, like me, him, and Vic, and everybody. Well, everybody on that Discord are very, very good friends. I've been kind of little quiet on there lately, but they
Six
know why.
tattoos, you go, girl.
But yeah, JJ can explain like Zoroastrianism
Okay.
and so much more, a lot better.
Let's pull that back up. That little word there. Where is it at? Right here. Okay. JJ, this is for you, man.
You put it
Is it whatever this word is right here on the screen? Will was trying to explain, and you're the man that knows what that is, from my understanding. Would you please be happy to share what the heck that is? Like, if you want to do it in the chat, that's fine. If you want to do it on the call with us, you don't have to do video. That would be cool too. Tonight is all about the discussion of death and religion and like why we believe in what we believe.
And don't you dare say you're not going to do the call because nobody needs to suffer through your voice. He says that all the time on the podcast.
Hey, do you hear my voice? This is what people listen to. Like, they used to listen to this weekly. It's not great.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. That's happy to join the call, but yes. Okay, so you need, okay, thanks for stopping in, BE. Have a good night. Okay, so did you send him the link? No.
I shared the Facebook thing to him.
Yeah. Let me get you the link, JJ. We're friends on Facebook.
Are you guys?
Yeah. Because I'm cool. I get cool friends like JJ.
You go through my friends list, is what you do. No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Let me find you. What's his name?
You just had his
No, I think I follow him. Yeah. Dude, we were friends. I swear we were friends. Did you
No.
JJ? Did you delete me?
I wouldn't blame him.
Like right now, did you delete me? I need to know. I'm just kidding. It's fine. I sent you the StreamYard link. If you click on it, sorry, did not delete. If you click on it, you will join the call. If you do not want to be on video, let me know. But we can, you can just turn your camera off, and then we can just have you on video, and then you can explain what
Zoroastrianism.
Zoroaster.
Your son's home.
Oh, my son's home. I'm like, there's a big bang in the house. What the heck was that? Zoroastrianism is. What's up, homie? My son's like 17, so I have to talk cool to him, you know?
Which nothing is ever cool.
All right, so I am not keeping up with these chats. Let's see what we got going here. Zoroaster. Huh.
See, when you put it like Zoroaster, I actually think of Zorro.
That's what I said, Zorro. Like Zorro, like Zorro, you know? Or is that backwards? I'm just kidding. Here comes another trigger. Whatever, dude. There he is.
I'm
Okay,
excited for that one.
JJ. Okay, you have no video. That's fine. I'm going to add you. Welcome.
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Okay, good.
Thank you for joining.
Oh,
and
you so much,
thanks for
man.
inviting me. I appreciate it.
yeah, by the way, everybody, shout out to Southern Demonology. Go follow them. You have a Facebook, right?
I do. Yep. Facebook.com/Southern Demonology.
Go
Facebook,
follow him.
Twitter, TikTok, Discord.
Awesome. So could you please explain to the class here, what the heck this Zorro whatever Will keeps calling it is?
Yeah, Zoroastrianism. It is the one. It's actually the religion that has the oldest written holy documents that exist in the world today. Dated to around 19th century BCE.
Okay.
The sad part is that because of a ton of persecution, especially by Alexander the Great, who, whenever he encountered either Zoroastrian books or priests, would put both to the fire in equal measures. So the vast majority of the works, the meanings have been lost to time. Actually, now just like there are certain parts of even the Hebrew Bible we're not quite sure what it refers to. For example, talking about the scapegoat, Azazel, and sending out to the desert. We don't really know what that's really referring to. In fact, there's 100 vocabulary words in biblical Hebrew, which are hopex legomena, words that are used only one time. And we think we know what most of those words are. We certainly have a good idea of what they are, but definite meanings a little bit lost. Anyway, that's beside the point. Zoroastrianism is a religion that has probably one of the most advanced ideas of dualism that exists. In fact, a lot of people, and I'm one of them, believe that Judaism, which started off as a religion that had no dualism whatsoever, everything was controlled by God, developed dualism because of its interaction with Zoroastrianism during the Babylonian exile.
Okay.
Okay, so I was explaining it backwards.
But the main deity of Zoroastrianism is Ahura Mazda, and the main enemy is Ahriman.
So, what kind of part of, like, I guess, the world does this come out of?
So they both, both Zoroastrianism and Hinduism spawned from the same group of people, the Proto-Iranian people, around 19th century BCE. They then split apart sometime after that. And it's interesting, they still mirror each other slightly, and that the gods of Hinduism are the devils of Zoroastrianism and vice versa. They both, Zoroastrianism, you cannot convert into the religion. You have to be born into it. And as a result, its population size is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. The biggest concentration of people that are still Zoroastrian reside within India, although there are some small centers of study based in LA and Chicago. There might be one in Boston, but don't quote me on that one.
Yeah. So tonight we're talking about death, and I was curious, does this religion have any specific beliefs on death, like life after death, or no life after death, or did it get a magical place or anything like that, or was that just not the thought back then?
So Zoroastrianism actually has one of the most interesting death rituals in that bodies cannot be buried.
Oh.
They have to be left out in the open so that vultures will pick the bones clean.
Okay.
That's why you find these very kind of open squares around Zoroastrian. They're not cemeteries, but they're places of rest, and so that the birds can then come in and pick the bones clean. And only after that are they. I don't know if they are burned in fire, but Ahura Mazda is like their shrines. They have gigantic fire pits, and the fires in the most ancient of temples have been burning for centuries.
Okay. So kind of like giving back to the earth, is that kind of the thought through that?
Kind of. There are some really strange beliefs within Zoroastrianism. For example, if you are a woman who happens to be menstruating, then you are considered unclean. You are forced to be kept separate from anyone else. Sometimes you're purified with cow urine.
No comments.
Yeah, there's a lot
No
of
comment,
weirdness.
Will.
There's a lot of weirdness when it comes to that side.
I could just see him being like, "Oh, we should do that nowadays."
But in terms of their afterlife beliefs,
Yeah.
I would have to actually look that up because
Okay.
nothing. I took a course on Zoroastrianism back in grad school, and that is like 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
my memory is not quite up to par on that front. I apologize.
No, that's fine. He had mentioned it, and I was like, I've never heard of it before, and a lot of the people watching tonight have not heard it before, and so we were wanting,
We
an
got 2 people who
explanation.
knows good amount, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, actually, I had an episode based on it was just all about Zoroastrianism, and it started off with here. Give me just one quick second. Let me look
Sure.
this up here.
That's what I had to go to was the podcast just to remember the word.
Yeah, Jeremy, we're learning a lot tonight. A lot. I mean, we're learning stuff here from JJ. Sarah's had a lot to say, a lot of information she's been sharing with us. Kelly's near-death experiences, love it. Will's near-death experiences, love it. I mean, I'm just learning a lot tonight. If you're gonna hum, you can sing too.
Oh, my voice when I sing is like a pack of wolves baying. I can break glass 200 yards. So.
Are you okay? I don't know JJ that well, but are you from the South?
I am. I'm from the smallest town in Tennessee, believe it or not.
Oh, you're from like the deep South, like not the deep South, but like the I don't know.
He knows about the Bible Belt.
Yeah, I like the Bible Belt though. Yeah, he's part of
I
that.
lived in the belt buckle of the Bible Belt.
Yes.
Which is funny because, like, you have me in Indiana, Vic, who grew up right across the river from where I grew up,
Yeah.
and then JJ's in Tennessee.
We need to move down south. You do everybody. Oh, you're
anyway,
right there. Hold on, I'm sorry, JJ.
oh no.
Sorry, it's Jill. And we've been called a para couple. Sorry, I'm good now, JJ. You can go
This is
on.
what I got to deal with.
But I can't find the exact quote. I apologize. But
No
I
worries.
started off my episode on Zoroastrianism by asking a riddle, and it was, if you've heard this quote, quotation, sorry, what religion would you think it was from? And it was from an enemy snarling to God that I will take your creations of man, I would turn them against you, I will make them hate you.
Ooh.
And that is actually from Zoroastrianism.
Now, Catholics use that now, don't they? Like the Bible?
Well, that's the thing. You will find so many similarities between Christian demonology and belief in the devil as you would in Zoroastrianism. And that's because it had an extremely wide influence in Second Temple Judaism into early Christianity. That's about where it ended, but you even find that within the some of the magical scrolls that you find in the Ethiopic Orthodox Church. Debtura make them, and the magical writing is done in black and red ink, and that is taken directly from Zoroastrian magical traditions.
Zoroastrian kind of reminds me of like, because he's saying like they're taking this from that. It's like the paganism, like the holidays are some of them are theoretically taken from like paganism, right?
Like the Christian holidays?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that? I mean,
That's-
it's interesting.
It's almost like any religion almost. It's all pick and choose to create
well,
a new one.
exactly. No religion exists by itself.
Right.
It's always surrounded in a web of ideas, the sits and living of the time. You find that within ancient Judaism. I mean, heck, even the book of Proverbs, we think, oh, it was a wholly new creation by some divinely inspired author or school, and the answer is no. It was actually a book of wisdom that was originally given to diplomats in how to deal with foreign kings and royalty, that was then taken and modified to take out the foreign king and replace that with God, and then make it a devotional work. Or the book of Job. The book of
Right.
Job is a very ancient story that was just floating around the ancient Near East, and then it was taken into the Hebrew Bible, modified, and then given a Hollywood ending.
Yeah.
Cultural crossbreeding. That's an interesting use of wording there, because it is like that. It really is like that. That's why, keeping everybody separate doesn't work in the real world.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah,
separate
good.
and stuff. Well, that's really interesting. I'm like really glad that you came on and you shared that information with us, because I don't think a lot of people know. I don't think a lot of people know about that religion. And that's all we're talking about tonight is religion and what, they believed in death and, what really happens when you die or near death experience, anything that's surrounded by death. But religion has a big tie to that. So that's why we've been talking about religion tonight.
Even though that wasn't planned either. It was just supposed to be death, but
Well, it goes hand in hand. Death
Yeah.
and religion go hand in hand, because we can't talk about death without talking about heaven, hell, purgatory, whatever, which we haven't even talked about purgatory yet.
just a little bit.
So,
I
yeah.
mentioned it.
Okay, JJ, thank you so much for coming on here. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank y'all for having me.
I should do like an actual show like I used to and have you on, just to have you introduce yourself, talk about Southern demonology sometime.
I can't
Oh, I
tell.
would love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I actually just got my American Paranormal magazine just released its November issue, and the
Okay.
podcast happens to be on the cover of it. So I was tickled. So
Awesome. Congratulations.
thank you
Congratulations.
very much.
I can't tell that you're tickled about it.
Yes. American Paranormal Magazine. So you're on the front cover of that
Oh
November. That's awesome.
Yeah, unfortunately, people will have to see my ugly mug, but
Oh my
sacrifices have to be made.
You know what? Have you seen some of the people in the field?
That is accurate, but I certainly, I would still be on the lower end of that spectrum.
Oh,
But no, any friend of Will is a friend of mine, so it was great
Awesome.
getting to talk to y'all.
yes. I'm glad I finally got to talk to you, and we can be friends now on Facebook.
Heck yeah, I would love that. Well,
Yeah,
I hope
I
y'all have,
appreciate it too.
I
Yeah.
hope y'all have a wonderful night. Thank y'all
Hey.
again.
Hey,
You
thank you
too.
so much, JJ. Have a good one. Oh, sorry. Sorry, JJ. Yes.
She does that a lot.
I accidentally hit the button too soon. I'm so sorry, JJ. Would be great to have Southern Demonology as a guest. Thank you, JJ, for your share here. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, absolutely. By the way, Jill, I know you talked to a bunch of people in the network. Maybe you should suggest him. He seems to be a really nice guy.
He's an amazing guy. And
Oh, Kelly, I'm not doing readings tonight.
just keep her in mind.
Just message me. Message me. We'll do one.
Now, tomorrow we're actually having a date, so I don't know if she'll get to you tomorrow.
Date night.
I made reservations. It's a place she don't even know where we're going yet.
Yeah. So
It's fancy.
I asked if I have to wear pants, like jeans. Okay, so if a guy, ladies, listen. If a guy says, "Hey, I'm going to take you out," I'm not going to tell you where. Isn't your first question going to be, "Do I have to dress up?" Because that was my first question.
Kinda. Was
No.
my response.
Kind of was. So I'm like, oh, so then I can't wear leggings, right? I have to wear jeans instead because that's a kind of. Now, if you said I have to wear a dress, we might have a problem because it's freezing outside. Like tonight is, I think, 18 degrees. 18 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know Celsius. I'm sorry, guys. America education. They don't teach you Celsius around here. You actually bring extra clothes just in case to change. That might be a good idea. Like, I should just like pack like 3 different outfits, and then wherever Will takes me. Yeah. Can you just, you know what? Like,
I
what?
told you wear what you would normally wear when you go to work at the bank,
Yeah.
but with jeans.
So business casual,
Yeah.
but with jeans. Wendy too. Yeah, absolutely. So
No, Wendy's not going. It's just
No! Jeremy said windy. It's been windy
me and you.
outside.
Oh.
Jesus. So I don't know why I let him on this show, guys. Every time he's here, he just
Comedic relief.
you think they're laughing at you most of the time? You think you're the funny one?
We need to take a poll.
Okay. This is my show, but what's this poll about? I want to hear it. What poll?
We just need to take a poll. Like
on what?
the funny one.
On who's the funny one?
Sarah likes me. So one for me.
It's because he's so
funny.
cute.
Funny, not funny looking. So
All right. Whole time. I'm not a kitty cat. Don't pet my head. Who is funnier? This weirdo or me? Although we already have one vote for Will. He's hilarious, I guess. I mean, I guess it's a quality you have.
okay, that's a 50-50 from Jill. You'll have to go back on the YouTube,
On the
And
YouTube.
look up her first interview with the demonologist. Like, it was her first show, and even though she was nervous,
Whatever, Jeremy. Whatever.
that's a sympathy vote. It does not count.
Does not count. Anyways, Okay, so Sarah, you're like
Jill
okay.
changed.
Okay.
You just put yourself in a whole show of like
Here's
VR video.
here's what Will is trying to tell you. Okay, you want to see a show where I'm prepared. Go to the show where I interviewed Will. That was the very first show. I was very prepared, and it was probably way more boring.
There's another one for me. Thank you, Kelly. I keep telling you I'm the funny one.
It's because you're cuter.
Look, you can't have funny and smart. You're smart. I'm funny.
That's true. I am the smart one. So anyways, Sarah, go check out that video on YouTube because that is me prepared. That is me reading notes. And personally, I love to have a prepared, organized show, but
I don't think anybody's ever prepared for Jeremy. He goes,
yeah, true. Jeremy's here. He kind of screws everything up. She wasn't prepared for the show where she interviewed me. No. Yes, smart for the win. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I guess you're right. Like, it would be nice if I was prepared, like, to talk about, like,
we also didn't think we'd get this into.
I did
about
not
it.
think that we would talk about this. I didn't think we'd still be live. I thought this would be maybe an hour show.
I told you it could possibly be two.
But now we're kind of rambling, so that happens. We're talking about stupid stuff like
we start getting it.
our relationship.
Oh, I thought you were about to say me. You start getting into some of these conversations,
Yeah.
then like,
You-
this.
we open that can of worms.
Like, I'm not even tired, and I gotta get up in the morning. Like,
It's gonna be fine.
I can keep this going until 4 in the morning when I have to go to work.
Another good show to watch is the show that I had COVID in. That was fun. I was like so out of it. That was the beginning of January. That's me, one, not prepared, and two, having COVID brain. It was very interesting.
Jill's commented. Now, there's actually more than one angel of death or death angel.
Okay, let's talk about the Death Angel then. You want to share? Do you have a theory on it?
Well, no, I mean, each angel has a job. So, yeah, there are. Azrael is one of them. There are more angels of death. So, like, these are the ones that, almost like the Vikings Valkyries, they're the ones that come and collect our souls to take us up there, from what I know. I mean, somebody else could have learned anything different.
You know,
Like, angels have, like, a hierarchy. They're almost like soldiers.
you talk about like what? Like Michelangelo, right? Is that the one that you told you?
That's an artist.
No.
Oh,
There's
wait,
been, like, angels
Michael.
that we've talked about that you have told me that are like higher up than others.
Well, even the archangels aren't high up. They're not even like the highest ranking angels. Cherubs, the little baby
Mhm.
Valentine looking ones, they're
Aw.
usually how they're predicted. They're the highest of the ranking of the angels.
We have never talked about my experience with death as a medium.
Well, now I want to hear about that.
About this?
Yeah.
About everybody on the chat is more interesting than what I have to say. I like it.
I want to hear what you have to say, but as
No,
soon
no,
as
no,
you say
no.
that, then somebody
wanna-
else says
I-
something. It is.
Dude, I can get on here anytime I want. Oh, don't make me. Dude. Okay, okay. I see dudes sometimes.
Okay,
Anyways,
Jill said go.
I can go in here anytime and tell my stories. Anytime. These people, like, our viewers don't always have time to go on here. When you had COVID last year really bad, I thought I was going to die. And then when I had to go to the hospital, I did not get hospitalized when I had COVID, but I felt like I was going to die too. We probably need a part 2 of this topic. We do. In Japan, there are flying eel-like creatures called the Shinigami.
Shin.
Shinigami. Oh, sorry, I skipped the H. The
That's-
classic image of death is derived from Europe.
Actually, JJ lived in Japan for a while.
Did he?
So he works in IT, and he worked over there for a while. So he learned a lot about their culture and stuff
he's
like
talking.
that too. Oh,
Which probably looked like fire serpents and cherubim. I said cherry bum. Oh my gosh. Cherubim, which look like sphinx.
those are the cherubs. I actually posted a video of an artist who did what he believed, according to the Bible, what angels look like, and they are not beautiful, like perfectly flawless humans like everybody thinks they are. They are horrifying to look at.
So if you want to be an angel,
You can't be.
don't tell me I can't be an angel.
No,
Okay, tell me why I can't be an angel
because
then.
angels are created by God. Whenever we
And
die,
you saying I ain't created by God?
whenever we die, like we don't become angels.
What do we become?
We just become spirits
So is that just based
or
on?
souls. Like,
Okay.
I'm trying to think of how it was described. Like, there's a difference between a spirit and a soul.
Okay.
So, like, a spirit is an angel.
Mm-hmm.
It's created by God. A soul is what we have, and then when we die, the soul goes to heaven or
Right.
wherever, and they don't become angels because we're made in God's image. Angels weren't,
So we're a
So-
lot better looking.
which is why some of the angels got jealous over us and rebelled.
Mm. But beauty is in the eye of the beholder, though. Still, like it's all about perspective in life, and how do we? This is what I love about this discussion because, like, he tells me that, or like JJ was telling us the one information, Sarah's giving us a ton of information. How do we know these things? How, like, do people have experience, or is this all man-made? That's why religion and me do not get along. Is it all man-made?
Actually,
It's
Sarah's
theory.
question.
It's theory. Everything's theory in my world. Everything is a theory, which is just so confusing for some people. Do you believe that heaven, hell is an interdimensional state? Okay, I'm going to answer this question based off of not beliefs. Okay, I'm going to answer this question based off of my experience as a medium, because we haven't talked about that yet, and this actually comes up. Do I believe that heaven, hell is an interdimensional state? I have read for a lot of deceased people. I have read for people that I feel like are in a very good, positive, pure place. And to me, it does almost feel like it's same time, different place, as if it's a whole nother world, as if it's a whole nother dimension. That's how it feels to me.
parallel universe.
That's how it feels to me. It feels like it's another dimension.
So, like, when we die here, we actually just go into the next parallel universe.
It's like it exists still. It doesn't feel like it's a mystical, magical place. It exists as if it is
Well, yeah.
like this. That is my answer to that. Based off of no religion, based solely off of my experience for reading for the deceased.
That's true. Also,
The jealousy of
Sarah.
humans is due to authority given by God to us, and that led to the jealousy of angels for creating us. Jill, you agree with me on that? And Jill, you do. I don't know if you do readings too, but I know you're very sensitive. You have pictures of what seems like guardian angel next to me, but it's in a phone. Oh, okay, that's fine. You can share it some other time, girl. Whatever you want. Daughter lives in America, and she was in the forest, and some random trees fell on her. What? apparently, and she will, and a training, and
I think
and will
the train.
train be crushed her to death, and she was put in a coma, and she said to me that she wakes up, that she could see God in the gates of heaven, and the God said, "It's not your time, I'm sending you back." Now, my question is for you, was that her religious belief prior to the incident happening or not? Because I'm curious. Makes sense, a lot more sense than the physical description of heaven and hell. Yeah, I think it's what or how we can see, so we seem to know. In Islamic culture, jinn reside in the realm called a what?
You said it right. You didn't try to say jinn.
Jinn? No, jinn reside in the
No.
realm called a garib,
Jinn are so interesting too.
meaning the hidden. Yeah, I do. I mean, I cannot confidently say I've ever read for somebody that was in heaven or was in hell. I cannot confidently say that. That does not mean it doesn't exist. It's
Yeah, 'cause
just
we
from
didn't
my
even get,
experience.
Confirmation when your mom passed.
Well, oh my gosh, my mom passed. That
That was weird.
was the weirdest reading I ever did in my life, and it's probably because I know her. And because I told my mom, because she knew I was doing all this stuff before she passed, I told her as soon as she passed, I was going to reach out to her. And it was probably a week later at the most. We went to her house, stood where her bed was, because that's where she died. We got rid of her bed, though, because she died in her bed. That would be weird if we just kept the bed. Stood where her bed was. And she died in her sleep, guys, so that's good. And did a pendulum and tried to do a reading, and she would not talk to me. But I swore I was talking to an angel.
It represented itself as an angel, but it also said some things that made me think that it wasn't demonic, but it wasn't an angel. It was
Like something pure.
like an interstellar traveler almost.
Like
But,
it was like somebody else was representing my mother. I swear.
yeah.
It was just the weirdest thing. And like that was the first time I looked at Will and I'm like, oh my God, maybe angels and stuff are real. Like because I did not grow up religious, guys. So I do not believe in stuff unless I experience them. That is the type of person I am. So if I had a near-death experience and if I would be that person that meets God at my near-death experience, and then I'll believe in God. Because I have to experience things for me to believe them. It's weird. I can't just have people throw in information at my face and saying, this is what it is. I'm like, no, that's not how I work.
Where's the proof behind it?
Show
That's
me
how
a
you
proof.
are.
Like, I have to experience it, all that stuff. Like, that's just how I am. So, and I know not everybody's like that. Because some people are like, the fear of God is put in them and they're just afraid, oh my God, if they sin, they do something bad. I just feel like if God is real and he's actually really pure and like he would understand. I just feel like he should be an understanding being. So that's just, I mean, maybe I'm gambling with life. I don't know. So let's back up here because sorry guys.
I like Jeremy's comment there.
We should do a roundtable panel of this. Yes, Jerry, let's do it. Featuring people who have studied the different belief system. Yes, let's do that.
Unity?
Paraunity. Oh, Paraunity. That's an idea for Paraunity. By the way, guys, if you didn't know Paraunity, I'm hosting it this next year. So we're just going to throw that up here right now. I am hosting this. So the link is in the description if you're interested in following Paraunity 5 for next year. Sorry, I had to throw that out there because it's been like an hour and a half. Where is it at? There it is. Back to Jeremy. Okay, I'm just trying to play catch up here. I think that in this life, you're meant to build a personal resonance which places a person in heaven or hell. Okay. My daughter's been saying so since the age of 5, she can talk to spirits and have a full-blown conversation with them. That's possible. I mean, a lot of people start doing that when they're young, when they're kids. It really seems like an in-between world. Yes, it does. I see halls, rooms, doors, and people kind of walking aimlessly through their transition between life. I think we kind of discussed a little bit of that at the last show I did. Yes, that's a good description of how angels seem to be. Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, I agree. I'm the one who said it. Let's see. I'm just playing catch up on your guys' chat here. Every time my daughter says she was at her cousin kitchen and she did TV Black Diamond, they were talking in her later, and my daughter got really freaked out. That reminds me of Haskell wagers. Like for me, I've seen a giant form, mainly just a golden type light, even shimmery, but all you feel is the mass. Yeah, it's really weird, Jill. It's like a comfort. Like it's like a safe place is what I like to call it. Yeah, Jeremy, I remember that. Like we had that conversation once in person that, I mean, with your accident you had last year, I'm surprised that wasn't like a near-death experience for you. I really am, because that was really traumatic. Where'd it go? That was so fun. Versus hosting it for sure. Yes, I am. I am hosting it for sure. And it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
I feel like a panel like that, though, would also cause a lot of hate because people will start to get angry and not want to listen to everything because not everybody's open-minded like a lot of us.
A panel? I think at a para-unity panel that would. My only concern is it would go on for hours and hours.
I could see that happening.
And we would have to limit the time. We would have to limit the time on a panel like that. Like even in a chat like this. Oh, we have a puppy. Hi, Slim. Let's get this off here a second. There's my pupper dogs. This is Slim. Will hates him. He's so mean to him. Quit picking on my dog. 60 minutes and that's it. Yeah, Jeremy, I would only do like 60 minutes most. Slim, you want to come say hello? Because I think I'm going to end this like at a 2-hour mark. Because, this video is really long. And we might have to do a revisit. I've been thinking about doing a live in December. Again, I've been doing lives like every 3 weeks instead of doing my weekly podcast. I was going to do something in regards to Christmas, though, in the holiday season. No?
Christmas is about birth, depending on what religion
the birth? We could talk about the birth.
Even though the actual birth of Jesus was like in spring.
Yeah, I don't think it was around Christmas time.
Well, the Christians say it was.
This was a great topic. Hope you touch in it again. Yeah, we will. See, this is what I like. I like having these open discussions like this.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Sarah's comment. They used to do ghost stories on Christmas.
Oh, ghost stories?
So, like the Yuletime cat.
I don't know what that is. What's the Yuletime cat?
He was a giant cat. He went around. If you didn't wear the clothes you got for Christmas, he'd eat you.
What?
He was
Oh my gosh!
I feel like Sarah would know where it's from. Like, I want to say Slavic religion. Correct me on that. I know you know.
I think they celebrate Christmas at that time of the year so that stores can meet their numbers for year end.
See,
my theory.
Scientists believe that Jesus was actually born around the time where he was crucified. And then he was crucified later.
Shh, puppy.
He was
Come here,
crucified later on in the year.
I mean, he's probably gotta go potty. Oh, you hit your head.
It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
No, baby. Oh, boy.
Look, if we're going to talk about Scrooge, I'm going to talk about the new one with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds that's coming out this year.
They concede.
coincided.
Coincided it with the winter solstice. I love the winter solstice. That's like one of my favorite days, only because I know it's like the shortest day of the year. And then it's like, oh, finally the sun's going to come back out. Interesting sense we receive premonitions on life or death.
We could do one on Christmas ghost stories.
That would be interesting. You know, what if I just let Will pick the topic, since everybody
It doesn't-
loves him more?
Doesn't matter, because guess who's going to have to do all the research anyway?
You. I'm a busy woman.
Not till December 12th.
I don't love the longer, darker hours. I've been in bed like at 7 o'clock every night. Like I just can't. I cannot do this night. Like I just
You've
can't.
been
I
in
love
bed
the
by
fall.
7:38. I've been
Okay.
going to bed by 7 because I've been doing overtime all week
7:30,
this
8
week.
o'clock.
You
Right?
get mad at me because I go to bed at 7, then you're like, oh, I want to go to bed.
More investigating time. That's true. Don't have to wait till 10. Next weekend, by the way, I'll be investigating, guys, but I can't.
Just you. You're not going.
Go let him outside real quick.
You don't get to go. You want to go potty?
Me and Will's gonna be investigating a new location. Neither one of us have investigated, but I can't share with you all because it's a friend of mine invited us. I mean, I'll probably share pictures and stuff, but a friend of mine invited us, and so I just can't go live or anything like that. And then I am going to go to Kosciuszko County Jail. Yeah, it's true. You and Jeremy are on the same idea there. More time for paranormal investigations. Technically, you can investigate during the day, but I know most people like to do it at night. Yeah, no, that would be really hard to do. I couldn't go to bed. Well, I could go to bed, but I would just nap. Did you let him outside?
Yep. He didn't want to go outside.
You didn't let him out?
He's out.
Oh, okay.
He didn't want to go out.
Oh.
There's snow on the ground.
Oh yeah, my dogs don't like the cold. Yeah, I was just telling them we were going to investigating next week.
That is from the heater. That's not from Ghosties. But I did make that joke before she started this video.
Yeah,
so.
I like my Harris movies because I have a fan right here, and then the furnace, the heater thing's on the bottom.
See,
You can't really see it. It's down there.
I know. I just threw that over it to stop the wind.
So, yeah. I have like 8 dream catchers. I have 1, 2, 3 in here.
3,
No, I have 4 in here. Yeah, I have that one too.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I've been collecting dream catchers. I have like 9 right now.
So far.
This one is my newest one. Will got this for me. This is the one he bought me. Because yellow is my favorite color. How'd you know I'm going to Ashmore? But I must have told him. I'm going to Ashmore Estates, guys. But I can't share it with
Did
you
you
because
ask
it's a
him
private
whenever-
investigation. Oh. Jeremy? Oh, you're not ready yet. No, he says he's not ready.
See,
I did
yeah,
ask him about going. That's how
we
I knew.
needed that one more person.
I think we still need another person. Anybody want to go to Ashmore Estates? Next weekend?
You have to live by Illinois.
Yes. Yeah, it's in Illinois, so
Unless you feel like traveling.
I think we still have an extra spot. So
They haven't said anything on the chat.
I have to find out. All right, take care, Sarah. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Do you have anything else to say to our lovely audience?
Thank you for choosing me at being the funniest.
You know how far funny gets you?
It got some people pretty dang far.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we might still need one more.
Count 2 people out for Warsaw.
What? I might open that up to some public people.
I am down to travel. I was supposed to move to England, so I still want to visit.
I mean, if I could fly,
I can fly.
Will can fly. I'm scared to fly. I would love to go.
You take a boat, I'll take a plane. Because I'm scared to be out in the open ocean.
Yeah, he's scared of the. Okay, so he's scared. How are you gonna fly if you're scared of the ocean? You're gonna go right over the ocean to go to England.
There'll be clouds. I won't see it.
You better hope.
I'm not getting a window seat. So don't think it, don't see it, don't know about it.
Yeah, Jeremy, we're gonna have to find some more people because there's still only 4 of us. Then, and anybody else want to investigate in Indiana too? I might open that up to the public. I've only seen like the first Final Destination years ago. I couldn't tell you everything that happened on. Oh, you just asked him? Okay. Well, we'll figure out investigations. Like, I think there might be an opening for next weekend. But yeah, I might open up another private investigation I have coming up to some of the public. It's there's only going to be like 4 openings. There's not a lot of space.
There's going to be other chances too. So if anybody would like to investigate with you or anything,
I
know you're going to have other places.
Yeah, I love those 2. Corey and Amanda, I adore those 2. I don't know why. Like, they're just so sweet.
Yeah, you were waiting on to see before asking them, so now you can ask them.
Yeah, I did think about them too.
You just wanted to ask certain people first.
I'm going live that night. It's on December 2nd, by the way, if you want to. That's actually the next thing that's planned, Jill. I know that you said, ask me when I'm going live again. Okay, yeah, Jeremy, just go ahead and ask them. That's fine. We just can't have more than 8. So the next thing I plan on doing is going live for my investigation on December 2nd. I don't have anything else planned at this time other than the investigations.
What about for the show?
That's what she's asking about.
Oh.
For Unveil? I don't know. I really kind of want to redo the whole show, like the podcast.
I think you're enjoying the once a month thing right now. Like,
yeah, we'll have to discuss. We'll have to discuss.
if you start doing the weekly thing, I feel like I'm going to have to start doing more research.
Yeah, for sure. I just like winging it. Like I used to prepare way better, and I like to wing it.
Plus, I want to get my podcast going.
I can actually. My Facebook is at Unveil Paranormal. I just put it in the chat for you, Kelly.
It's not highlighted.
It's not going to highlight on here, but I'm sure it highlighted. If you go to the chat, it should highlight the Unveil Paranormal. By the way, guys, Ghost Hunt and Chill, like, if you like this hoodie, is super comfortable. I do have a merch store on Etsy, which I have different designs, ghost hunting type designs for t-shirts and whatnot. Just go to Etsy and then type in Unveil Paranormal, and you'll find my merch store. I'm the only one there, so. Oh, it's not highlighted. Are you... Scott's out due to work. I didn't think Scott was coming anyways, Jeremy. Let's see. Are you public? Kelly.
Message.
Yeah.
I was just about to send.
Are you going to send her a message?
I was just about to try to tag.
Yeah.
Unveil in it.
She doesn't pop up in my thing.
Because you're not funny.
Okay, that's... Will is sending you a message with the stuff. With the stuff. He's got the stuff. Sorry, that's not funny. You just have to type in at Unveil Paranormal and hit enter.
That's what I'm doing. Usually
just send it like that.
it's not working.
Yes, it is. Give it a moment.
Okay, I just messaged you with it, but it disappeared off my messenger, so hopefully
I'll look for you.
can't add you.
Do you have too many friends? He can't add you. Let me see if I can.
Well, that's what I was just saying. She might have it set.
You have yours set so people can't find you.
No, yeah.
There you are. Yeah, we don't have the option to. I'm looking through your pictures. You are adorable, by the way. I can't add you. It doesn't give me the option. It just gives me the option to message you.
You send her a message saying, hey, and then maybe she could add you.
That's right, JJ Johnson. You better accept my friend request. Sorry, guys. I'm over here on Facebook. Give me a second. Let's be friends. Okay. All right. I sent you, the information, but you have to look at your, you, Kelly. I'm talking to you. You know, I've had like 2 best friends named Kelly. Like that's a really common name that comes into my life.
That's how you know you guys are going to end up being best friends.
There's a couple ways I know I'm gonna like we're gonna be good friends. If you're a Cancer, for some reason, a lot of my best friends are Cancers. I don't know what's up with that.
I'm not a Cancer.
Yeah, he's
But we're not best friends.
Yeah, he's a Gemini. And I'm an Aquarius. How does that work? We're both air signs.
You definitely. Full
That
of
is-
that hot air.
You got 2 heads of hot air. What are you talking about? Gemini, you twin? So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. You can find me on Facebook if you can't. I mean, just Unveil Paranormal is what I'm under. Links are in the description. And I guess we'll see you guys at the next one, right?
Yep.
Whenever that will be.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Just follow the page. And don't forget, I'm going to get it right. Paraunity. Paraunity 5 is coming up in like 9 months. No, 10 months. No. God, it's like 11 months. I am hosting. Go to this website to follow.
See, YouTubers make it look so easy. When
I know they do.
Bam!
I know they
Bam!
do.
Bam!
And then there's a registration code. Go register if you want to be a vendor. It's going to be awesome. Last year was amazing. It was hosted by Shadow Seekers Paranormal, and we have a committee of people. It's a lot of the same people that helped last year are going to be there this year, and it's going to be awesome. So
Heck, I'm a vendor.
Will's a vendor.
I already paid.
Everybody's a vendor. I have like 18. No, I have like 18 spots already filled, I believe. So yeah, it's already filling up. So yeah, some crazy event, some crazy people. Yep,
And I even got people coming from, or at least one person coming
Yep.
from out of state so far.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun, guys. I'm looking forward to it. With that said, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and get off here because you probably hear my throat's going out. So, Will, do you want to say... Don't be playing with my gobbler.
No, I was going to...
My double chin?
Make you do that.
Yes, and Brad Webb will be there, too.
Oh, you're actually bringing the 3D printer?
Yes.
Okay, so...
Yeah, he's going to be... Thank you for a great show. Thank you.
Brad, I got to see at the
You have
last
a good
Paraunity
Thanksgiving
thing that he prints off these little toys, and they have filament apparently that is like heat reactive, and like he can hold them in his hand, and then they change colors. That for paranormal, and they were the coolest things ever. So yeah, definitely. Like if you're not going to be a vendor, come and just check out what he does because it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. True. It's really cool. Brad shows me some of the stuff he makes, and it's really awesome to see. I want to get for you.
You've been wanting a 3D printer for a year.
I could just think of a million things to create.
I
I don't
told you
know if
just
I could
go
figure
for
out
it.
how to do it, but
You could figure out how to 3D print.
So-
I could do electronics, so we could create some things.
yeah, make some magic like ghost hunting equipment babies. I need to get off here. I'm getting tired.
Slap happy.
Yes, yes. Okay, adios, everybody. See ya at the next one. Goodbye.